stop is On the Radar Radio.
Stand clear of the closing doors, please.
Yeah.
Yes, sir, baby. On the Radar Radio. Yo, special guest in the building. The one, the only Desto Dubb in the building. My guy.
From the gutter to butter, what's going on, people? East side, me, East Coast, we in the building. We not in the field. Let's get it.
We here, man. Yo, first of all, I got to give a big shout out because the first person to ever wear your brand on this show was Shawny Binladen. First of all, free SB, free Shawny Binladen.
Yeah, free SB, man. That's my boy.
But he literally was the first person that came to my show like 2-3 years ago, wore your shit, opened my eyes to the brand, opened my eyes to what you were doing out on the West Coast, and the rest is history, man. So
Yeah.
shout out SB.
Yeah, shout out SB, man.
How long you known SB for?
He used to come and fuck with me in LA, pull up and grab some stuff.
Okay. I like for you, like being, starting off on the West Coast, like what do you feel like was the biggest obstacle for you kind of getting your clothes popping over here in like New York and getting things moving?
It's crazy because even though I started in the West Coast, that wasn't my first market. My first market was the internet, and with that being said, I was just targeting different artists. The crazy thing with SB is, everybody is like an artist, and I support a lot of artists, but you don't really see like how big they are until later. And then, after I seen them wearing it and stuff, I started actually like listening. I'm like, oh, that was bro that I just, that just came and grabbed this or just bought that. And it'd be shocking, like, wow. And then you start seeing the people that listen to him starting to wear it. So, really, even though I started on the West Coast, it's just really targeting the artist that's over here. Just making sure you get it to them, and then that's how you can really roll every time.
Right. I feel like what's really cool about you is that you're like the perfect example of like how a modern fashion brand and as being an artist as well too, you're able to utilize the internet in a way that other like fashion brands who've been around for longer didn't fully understand.
Yeah, because a lot of the other brands were just based off of like, numbers and all of this. I sit on Instagram. I sit on a lot of these social medias to see what's going on. It's like it's our news. A lot of these other brands don't do that, or they pay somebody to do that, and it's not the same. I'm able to see something, do it, and put it, like, literally inject that into my brand. With these other people, they hire somebody to see something. They have to wait to the end of the week for a meeting for them to suggest something, and then they'll probably, like we more like from the streets to us. So that's why I'm really big, like when I call it a streetwear brand, because that's where I get a lot of the inspiration, and a lot of it is from the streets, literally.
Right. As you grow, do you ever find it like harder to like, because I think even with me doing this show, like as I grow, like I try to always keep that, mentality where it's like I gotta stay tapped in, like I gotta always see who's coming up next. But then sometimes, we always getting pulled in mad directions because we got a lot of shit going on. Respectfully, you tell me about some other pop-ups you're doing here and in London. How do you find it harder now to stay kind of tapped in and be on IG?
It's super duper hard to stay tapped in because it's like the people that I follow might not be what's cracking. But honestly, what my recipe is, I always lock in with somebody younger. You know what I mean? Like, whenever I go to a city, whenever like a new time is jumping, whenever like some new artists, or every 6 months, every 8 months, I always keep somebody young that's tapped in on that on my team because it's kind of impossible for me to do it running several multi-million-dollar companies, trying to put out music, being a father, being a husband. It's kind of, you can't do the same things where you're just sitting in this apartment or sitting in this parking lot all day just on your phone searching and clicking. Now I'm reading emails and doing meetings and Zooms
right.
all day. The only time I really get to use my phone is when I'm in the car with a driver. So it is hard, but I just use like these younger cats to help me and keep me locked in with what's going on.
So you always have somebody young on your team?
Always. And even if it's like, it could be like just like somebody I ran into in the streets that's like, know where to go, what to do. I invite them out again or be like, hey, what's your line? Just so I can just run stuff by them. Or, hey, what's your playlist? What you listening to right now? Hey, I'm in New York. Hey, who cracking out here? Or, hey, you just got to, you got to keep somebody like that. Whether they're young or old, you just need somebody that know what's rolling because, honestly, I always don't.
Yeah. Do you feel like that's like, I guess like one of the bigger problems that like most fashion brands have too is like they don't have that ability to always know, and that's kind of why they might not have as long of longevity as like
I feel like a lot of these people don't have longevity because they don't have that hustle in them. You know what I mean? Like I'm a 365 hustler. You know, from Christmas to summer, and all the way back again. Some people only can hustle when it's easy for them. I hustle when it's hard, when it's super hard, and I hustle when it's super easy the same way I would do when it's hard. So with a lot of these brands, you know, they do a drop, go crazy, do another drop, go crazy, do a drop, don't sell nothing, do another drop, something happen. They're discouraged. You know, when I see a storm coming, I'm running a lot more harder. So I'll never probably like witness the same things a lot of these other brands witness because like I'm really out here putting in the work.
Right. How do you balance everything? 'Cause, you know, you're talking about being a father, the music, the brand, multi-million-dollar companies. Like, how? What is your like mental strategy for making sure that you're able to do everything? Because I
You
know obviously like family's so important to us, right? So how are
very,
you
very.
able? How do you manage doing all that while still being able to be there for your wife, your kid? Like, how does that kind of balance? How do you
Well,
find that balance?
if you're trying to like do it like right now at this point, like we like in the air, you know, it's kind
Right.
of.
Yeah.
But you know, from a smaller perspective, it's like every time I've mastered something and I fully understood it, and it's taken up a lot of my time. I would hire somebody for that position so it frees up my time and I can trust them. But it's not like I hire them. Like, put it for instance, I would sit inside my shop all day and sell clothes every day. I would open it up. I would make sure the employees is there. I'll be the cash register. I'll sell the clothes. You know what I mean? And I'll lock up. You know, I'll play the music. So after you start making money after the first year, you start seeing what can you add to make this money still stable, but open you up to do other things. So it's like, okay, well, I'm gonna hire a manager to do what I did. I'm gonna hire a cashier to do what I did, and that's just for the store level. Then you start getting into like these companies like Loose Leaf. How do you manage the Loose Leaf? Well, you just have a business manager who manages that account for you, that makes sure that whatever is going on, they relay you the message so you can make the decision. So it's not necessary, like I don't even have to be 10 times 10 in on that. I just have to have one call a week with a person that's their job. You know, so a lot of these things that I do, I have people, and the biggest, hardest part is really just making it to these meetings with them to know
Yeah.
what's going on. But it's like I get it going, put somebody in position, you drive this car. I get another car, I clean it up, get it running real white. I know what the problem. I know that, hey, when you put the gas in, you got to turn it and hold it. So I hire somebody, I let them ride with me so I know and I can trust them with that position. Then I move on to the next. So all of these things that I got going, I have somebody that's trusted that manages most of them for me.
Okay. Got
Only
you.
thing, like even with my daughter, like okay, I'm a daughter. I have a family. My wife manages my daughter as well. You know, I
Right.
come like I feed her. You know, every morning I want to be there to take her to school. But for the most part, I'm the provider. They manage it, and then that gives me more time to make sure that I'm able to do other things that will benefit them.
Right, right. Be able to go out there and make new plays.
Mm.
Go do this music stuff that we're about to get that we're gonna talk about.
Off
Because
a
you got a
lot of
lot of
it.
stuff going on.
Yeah. But it's all like in the same ecosystem. So it's kind of like with a record label. They have this, that, but it's all under one umbrella, and it all, you know, all goes together, which feeds the house, that keeps the house growing. So
Right.
everything under my umbrella, you know, it just makes the umbrella bigger and bigger and bigger, and it just protects everybody under the umbrella as well.
Right. With the music right now, because it's like it's been a while since you dropped. So like, how are you managing the music? Because right, because you know you have like a drop. There's a little bit
So
of
so
time.
music for me, honestly, like everybody do music differently. Music for me is really like the soundtrack to my clothes. So, you know, why people are trying to drop music to get plays, drop music dudes, I'm dropping a soundtrack to like, you know, a drop that I do. So even though I don't drop music on pro this and that and SoundCloud and Apple Music or Spotify, I drop it on every time I do a recap. You'll hear a new song in there that's never released. Every time I'm at a show or something or at my store, you'll walk in there, it's nothing but unreleased songs. You know what I mean? I kind of got my own network, but I want to start putting it out for everybody to listen to because I'm tired of people in my DMs like, oh, when that song coming out? When that song coming out? When you dropping that? Like, I literally have people like screen recording like stories of mine just to like play songs and shit. So I'm like, let me put them out some stuff, and I got so much heat. Like, it's just as many collabs that I have with people. I have also songs with them. You know, Thug, Veeze, um, all type of people. just unlimited, especially like on the West Coast. Like a lot of people, DB by the bag, they all come. You know, we vibe out, we do some shit. I did some shit with Bobby Raps out here. It's just fun.
Yeah, I like the idea because it's kind of like how you said, like it's like a soundtrack to the close. Like it's kind of like how I mean, well, it's a little different. 2K has like their soundtrack, but like those are already songs. But it's you always go back. Like if we think about like past games when we were kids that we played, we'll be like, yo, okay, I remember when this whole song was playing, or I remember when this Dre song was playing, or something like that. When I was in the loading screen for 2K, whatever, right?
Yeah.
It kind of is like the same thing, but with clothes. Like, oh, okay, I remember when he did this fall drop and it had the goggles and whatever, and then he had this song with Veeze that came out at the same time. It was playing on the website, like kind of like a similar thing.
Like even with the fashion show, like I'll drop like 2 unreleased songs during the fashion show that people never heard. One with me and Greedo, the other one Dead Homies with me that I'm about to drop with Veeze. And it's like, I'll give my customers the first, like how American Express give their customers the first ones. Like if you follow me, you fuck with my brand, you'll be able to hear and listen to some of the music before, or even in general, you'll be able to listen to it before anybody else does.
Right. So we got the record with Veeze, so that's coming out very soon, right?
Yeah.
That's called Dead Homies, you said?
Dead Homies, yeah.
Dead Homies.
Yeah.
And then we're also, so there's like this, you were telling me that you were doing something with Trapstar London that's going to be music and pop-up shop related, right?
Yeah, so I just did, shout out Rolling Loud, just did Rolling Loud Miami. You know, we killed it. I ran into my guys over at Trapstar London. I've been a fan of their brand for a minute. I didn't know how deep they went. I didn't know they was been in the game that long. But yeah, we're working on a collaboration. Within this collaboration, we're gonna drop a mixtape with it, where we're gonna be showcasing LA artists and London artists as well. We're gonna do a pop up in LA, another pop up in London. We just gonna mix the two.
That's interesting because I feel like we don't get that like ever.
It's never happened.
Like London and West Coast rappers.
Never happened. I've never seen it myself.
I've never seen it.
But for like London, LA rappers on a compilation mixtape behind 2 major brands, no, I haven't seen it.
I can't even think of too many West Coast London collabs either off the dome. So that's kind of dope that you're kind of building that bridge, because that's something that's really never even happened before.
Hey, we gonna keep swinging.
Have you guys already started kind of like putting that together?
We just started mood boarding, just seeing what artists we both have, see which artists we can both bring to the team.
Right. Like I would think like doing something with Greedo and somebody from over there would be crazy.
Yeah, Greedo and any one of them would be crazy.
Because it's like interesting, because you also got to think about like the type of beats that you would put them on too. Like if you put them on like some trying to get like London artist on like a West Coast beat.
How to be is like, I got a few songs already that I have with my artist. He got a few songs already with his artist.
Yeah.
We'll send them to each other, then try to get other artists on that same song. You know what I mean? Just to try to break it down more simple. I'm trying to bring up this pitch that.
Stand by. John, take my phone, please. Oh, that's you. Here, take this off. Just in case. Let me see. Oh shit. I don't want to read too. I'm not gonna read too much, but I'm gonna react. Oh, I like this. I like that. That's a good idea too. This is also a very good idea. Definitely. That's tough. So you got this all pretty much mapped out, or like the idea of it, at least what you wanna, I like that. So you're gonna do one in the West Coast and in London. Are you gonna do a pop up out here for this too? To kind of like
just probably London and LA.
Okay, cool. That's tough though. Yeah, this would be a good idea too. Yeah, no, I like this because this is like that's something out of the box that nobody's thinking about too. Not even from like an artist or a label perspective either. Like they're not thinking about, oh yeah, what if we threw a West Coast artist and some London artists on a project and call it a day and see what happens?
They not doing these things that we doing, man.
Why do you think they can't do like something like that? Like,
I think because of a lot of people are kind of just in their area trying to make it boom. I wouldn't even think of this because I'm not in London. There had to be like somebody that has connections in London that's on the same thing, and that's what we're on. Like one thing Trapstar London is big on is endorsing artists. And I'm saying, you know, like they've been doing this shit for over 10 years.
Yeah,
You know, I only been
facts.
doing it for about 5. And I'm like, the same things that I'm starting to do just on a humbug are things that they've actually done that's in their curriculum that like helps their brand boom, you know?
Yeah.
They endorse artists. I endorse artists too, but I just do it off of, hey, I fuck with you, and I know it's hard out here to be an artist. Hey, here goes some clothes. Hey, anytime you come there, let me know. I'm gonna make sure you got something to make your trip a little bit better. Oh, you got a shoot coming up and you need a little help, a little sponsorship. I got you, but it was never like, oh, you're off a lot of cough syrup because I'm doing this. It's just no, a black man supporting another artist. But like talking to them is like, nah, you need to like bring them under the umbrella if you're doing all this. You know what I mean? They need to be like a part of your syrup squad if you're doing all this, because that's what we do. You know, if we're gonna mess with artists, we're gonna pay for their studio time. We're gonna pay for a lot of their travels. You know, vice versa, they're gonna wear the fuck out of these clothes that we give them as well.
Yep. Yeah. I like that too, because I like how you say, like, you're not an awful lot of cost here because you're wearing the clothes. It's just you doing it because, one, you're doing it out of love and support for the artist, but then also that love and support comes back in different ways, whether it be like now you have a new connection, you never know who that artist is going to be 5-10 years from now, but they're always going to remember something like that. Or even like, okay, like obviously them wearing the clothes is also helping you promote your brand at the end of the day. So like one hand washes the other, everybody kind of full circle shit. Yeah.
All the time. That shit be crazy. That's what I love to work on, stuff that helps each other, either in the long run or just at any point, you know? Like, so I really am big on just like working with artists that's gonna help my brand, that I can help them build a brand that, you know, just full circle.
Yeah. What's been like a full circle moment for you recently?
I don't know, just as simple as like just Greedo being home and stuff, you know. Even when he was in jail, like I'm a fan of O3 more than anything. So I listen to his music. We from the same city. I known him before, but you know, just supporting him so much, and then we get out here and now shit, he's helping me get inside fashion show parties, or he's sending me open verses that are super fire, or he's telling me good ideas for my brand. It's like, you know, I was just helping you just out of genuine, you know, just genuine friendship. And like now you're coming back helping me with the business and everything.
Yeah.
So that'd be fire.
Isn't that crazy? Like, it's like, oh, he's helping you get into like these fast, like, and you like, wow, you like, I never like. It's crazy. Again, one hand wash the other, the full circle shit. I like that. And so you working on this new tape with Greedo as well too.
Yeah. So Greedo is real big. Like, you know, he's a true believer of fashion and music go hand in hand. And he knows like how many songs and how many artists and how many records and how easier obtainable these artists are to me, because I do have a fashion brand. And he's like, we need to just capitalize off of this. You know, every time I do a song or 3 songs, I'm gonna give you one with an open verse. You get it. When you working with these artists, throw their ass on that motherfucker. You know what I mean? Vice versa. If you working on some stuff, send it to me. I'll hop on it, or I'll have somebody I know. Fun fact is, the day before Greedo went to jail for his 20-year stretch, I was hanging out with Pump, and I invited Greedo over to hang out with Pump, and then Greedo ended up inviting Little Uzi and me, Little Pump, Little Uzi, and Smoke Perp all did a song together. The song wasn't able to be released between any of them for whatever reason, so they gave me the song.
Wow. That's crazy.
Yeah. Looked up on the Little Uzi, Little Pump,
Came
Smoke
up on
Perp, 03 Greedo.
Came up on that at like the perfect time too.
Perfect.
That's crazy. Is this like, is the Greedo tape and the comp tape that you're doing for the brand, are they the same thing or are they different?
Different.
Different, okay.
Yeah.
So you got the Trapstar London.
Yeah, next year, we just trying to drop a lot of music.
Right. Because I feel like, you know, you have like, you know, a lot of drops. So it's like, I feel like it kind of works out too. Because it's like, okay, each drop, then having that many tapes, it just kind of goes with each one now at that point too.
And if you think about it, like I only named about like 3 or 4. Shit, I do probably like 3 or 4 drops a month.
So it's like, you think about how many tapes you could put out that time, or singles?
It's not even tape, just like even if you do one every other month, it's like, you know, if you can put out, if I can make 1 capsule, drop it this week, make X amount of dollars, why wouldn't I be able to put out a tape?
Right.
And then in order to get the tape, you have to buy the clothes. And that way I'm actually selling the tape, or you buy the tape to get the clothes. You know, we just fucking with the recipe, adding a little spice, adding a little salt, mixing it up, trying to see which one works the best. But, you know, the clothes is the bread and butter.
Yeah.
So it's like, what else can we mix in this to make some garlic bread and butter, some Parmesan bread and butter? Like, let's see what we can do to try to like do this in every type of way.
There's like it's funny because it reminds me of a couple of years ago I did an interview and we were talking about like the 5 different ways to make money off your music or 5 other ways you can make money off your music. And one thing that we had spoken about was obviously clothes and what some artists that I know in like an underground scene would do. They're like, you know, you buy the clothes, you get an access code to a Dropbox link, you can download the project, etc. Or you buy the project, you get the code, buy the clothes. Like, there's like a lot of different ways you could kind of like bundle that together to make it make sense. Where it's like, okay, now I can, you know, I can get them to buy the music and I can get them to buy the clothes, and they can enjoy the music and the clothes together at the same time.
Yeah, period. It's like, honestly, it's so many ways you can make money off of the merch, bro, or accessories or anything like that, you know. But at the end of the day, you need help with it. I'm the guy. I'm like the guru to this shit. Like, I get a lot of friendships just based off I see people trying to create a brand. Hey, I'm the guy to help you. You know, I'm a firm believer in you don't have to actually make music, do sports, play basketball. You don't have to do nothing to dress and look like how you want to look. A lot of people like nice cars, like chains, like going places. They're like, hey, I'm not that athletic, or hey, I'm not really that good with words and stuff, but that's how I want to be. So, you know, I'm really just changing like the narrative. Like, you can look like this and not be a rapper or not be into sports. You could sell clothes, you know, you could fucking be a podcaster. You could be whatever you want. It's just using the same ingredients that I use, that networking, that drive, you know, using other people's platforms to get your brand to where it needs to be. And shit, anything could pop in my beliefs.
Yeah, I agree. And again, that full circle shit. So we got a couple projects on the way from you. What else can people expect coming up? What else we got cooking?
I just want y'all to stay tuned to these drops. Like, right now, they're going crazy. We're doing a lot of cutting, so it's not just T-shirts. I want y'all to stay tuned with this music. Me and Greedo is going crazy. We just want to finish off the year strong. I got a few singles I'm gonna drop, and you know, hopefully one of these make enough noise and we can drop y'all a whole album.
I like that for you, man. So we're gonna have you rap here today too, which I'm very excited for.
Off a lot of it.
I think the first ever person who has a clothing brand to also rap on the radar. So this is the first. You're the first one.
Not the last.
First, not the last. I appreciate you. Thank you for bringing. Yo, Cal, can you bring the little bag of clothes too, just so I could show some love? You got the bag of clothes real quick, so I can show my boy some love real quick. Some shit real quick.
Yeah, y'all know we came through the bag.
And you came with a green bag too, which is.
Yeah, I seen it.
Come on, just toss the bag over.
Green on green.
Green on green, you know what I'm saying? He came through with the drop. You already know what it is. Make sure you go get yours. There's some unreleased shit in here, you said, right?
Yeah.
The hoodie? I'm going to show off the hoodie because the hoodie is crazy.
Mohair, not Marnie.
The hoodie is crazy. I'm going to show this off real quick. Fire. Tough, man. This is tough. And he gave in the green bag, you know what I'm saying? Go get yours. More music on the way. Freestyle now by the time y'all see this. Look, man, I appreciate you so much for the love. Thank you for coming during Fashion Week. Before we get up out of here, anything else you want to let the people know where they can follow you at? Now's the time to do it. This camera on the right here.
Desto Dubb. Follow me on Instagram at Desto Dubb. Twitter, Desto Dubb. I have a store on Melrose, 7699 Melrose. We have a shoe store, Awful Lot of Kicks, also on Melrose. Just tap in, man. Cough syrup by Desto Dubb, from the gutter to butter. You know, we live and we living.
There you go. Make sure you go cop yours. Make sure you go check out that freestyle. Make sure you go show them some support, show them some love. Love is free, support's free, but y'all already knew that. Till next time, on the radar. We out. Pow. My guy.
Sir.
Perfect.